Take a look at the tail of the tape presented by the Marine Corps. Two 6'5" mammoths in there. Brandon Sayles is 40, but he moves in a way that would belie his age and his bulk. Almost 20 pounds heavier than his opponent. Sayles with a 2-inch reach deficit in the arms and a 2-inch reach advantage on the legs. And Lillian Garcia gets the action going.
Thank you, Sean, and good evening. We are live from Atlantic City. These are the final bouts of the 2021 regular season of the Professional Fighters League. We continue in the heavyweight division. So get fired up, because it's about to get real. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a mixed martial artist. Standing at 6'5", he weighs in officially at 264.5 pounds. In 7 professional bouts, he has a record of 6 wins against just 1 defeat, with all 6 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Fort Benning, Georgia, here is Brandon Man of War Sayles. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He specializes in combat sambo. Standing at 6'5", he weighs in officially at 246.5 pounds. In 32 professional bouts, this veteran has an impressive record of 26 wins and 6 losses with 21 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of St. Petersburg, Russia, here is Denis Goltsov. Your referee in charge, Gary Copeland.
Gary Copeland may find himself between an unstoppable force and an immovable object. There's the ref cam. Denis Goltsov in the blue trunks, Brandon Sayles.
Round 1, you ready, Red?
In the black and gray. A touch of the gloves to start us off on ESPN2. Inside leg kick from Sayles. Brandon Sayles, only 7 professional mixed martial arts fight, but Randy, he's an 18-year veteran of the combat sports with our U.S. military at the combative school.
Absolutely. He said that combatives training and being a trainer prepares him for this, but the rules of engagement are different, obviously, and they're always looking for a finish in what they do. You take second place in that, you're dead, pretty much.
Exchange of inside leg kicks here. Searching with that lead hook is Brandon Sayles. Another nice low kick from Denis Goltsov.
Absolutely, and Randy, I think that really speaks to his mindset. We saw him in some very tough spots against Usman in his first fight here this season, and he just always stayed calm, was able to battle back repeatedly. This guy is tough as nails.
And you can tell the quick turnaround has been advantageous for Brandon Sayles. He looks even leaner than he did in his last fight. He came in great shape in that one, was able to weather a storm, display his chin, as Goltsov's sharp jab continues to display itself. It might be his best weapon, Kenny.
Yeah, he has a tremendous jab, and just in general, he's one of the few heavyweights who really is a true A-class athlete. Just the way that he moves, he's so fluid, so good at judging distance. And when he smells blood, he takes you out immediately.
Sayles tries the lead hook again. Showing with the knee, there's that jab. We've seen him put people down with a jab before. Denis Goltsov is dangerous everywhere. As Randy mentioned, a 3-time World Combat Sambo champion. I once asked him how many combat Sambo matches he'd had, and he didn't know the number. He laughed at me. He was like, what are you talking about?
It's over 100, I'm sure.
There's just a bunch of tournaments. What do you mean? There's Jamel Jones. He made his PFL debut earlier tonight. He's watching intently because if Brandon Sayles wins, Jones is out of the playoffs. If Denis Goltsov wins, Jamel Jones is in the heavyweight playoffs. PFL MMA, the only format that mimics true sport. Regular season, playoffs, and a championship. There's those versatile kicks from Brandon Sayles. He likes to mix them up, he likes to punish the legs. There's that elliptical kick.
Sayles the one pressing forward and bringing the action for sure. Making Goltsov back up, which is something we don't see very often.
And again, Sayles, for a guy who cuts down at 265 pounds, I tell you what, he is very agile, very quick.
He said he stayed within 25 pounds this time. He didn't have to cut as much weight.
Oh, man.
Blood coming from the nose of Brandon Sayles, pouring down over his mouth. That's from that jab of Denis Goltsov. He continues to score with it. And the weapon of choice for Brandon Sayles appears to be that inside leg kick for now.
Nice job, Brandon. This is it. This is what we're working on right here. Beautiful movement.
It is a long, jousting jab by Denis Goltsov.
Comes with some serious pop. Check hook there from Sayles. A little clash of the Titans early in this heavyweight affair. 90 seconds remain in round number 1.
I also wonder if there's some damage potentially to the jaw of Sayles. It looks like his mouth has been open for the last minute or so.
He might be having to breathe out of that mouth with the damage to the nose. We'll maybe take a listen in the corner to try and figure it out between rounds if we get there. Shot attempt there, stopped by Brandon Sayles, who walks Goltsov back to the barrier. 1 minute remaining in round number 1.
Sayles trying to get his hips underneath Goltsov, see if he can hit a takedown or a lift.
Goltsov was impressive head movement, ducking under a couple of those big shots from Sayles. Unusual for a guy that big to be able to move that well.
Sayles with the body lock here, trying to grab a takedown at the end of round 1. Easier said than done against a guy like Denis Goltsov.
Here's the
And
takedown.
Goltsov with the trip.
Ezekiel choke attempt.
10 seconds remain here. Can Brandon Sayles hold on? He shrugs and presses Goltsov off of him. Stays safe. Round 2 next.
Let me know 30 seconds, Alice.
Now, 30 seconds. This season, the PFL has developed a brand new statistic in MMA, fighter performance rating, based on not just actions in a round, but the impact of those actions. And after every round, fighters receive a score between 1 and 100. Everything is poured into an algorithm with measurements from our smart cage. Brandon Sayles, the Hawaiian, now resident of Fort Benning, Georgia, where he's an instructor at the Army Combative
Round 2,
School.
you ready, red? Round 2, you ready,
And
blue?
Denis Goltsov in the blue trunks. Goltsov wins on the FPR scale and the verdict fan vote so far in round number 1. Switch of the stance here from Brandon Sayles. Both of these heavyweights respecting one another's power, not taking significant risks in round number 1. There's the jab again. Oh, head kick from Goltsov. 2 kicks in a row there from Denis Goltsov. And if you're just joining us, the final heavyweight spot is on the line. It comes down to Brandon Sayles, if he can get a win here, or Jamel Jones, who fought earlier. In fact, our first fight of the night got a big finish. Nice right hand there from Goltsov on the ear of Sayles, and then the jab lands. Brandon Sayles starting to absorb some of these strikes from Denis Goltsov. Now a clinch from the Russian. Knee up the middle from Sayles.
Watch for the trip. There it is again. Exactly the same as the last one. A little jiu-jitsu outside stiff body lock. Takes those hips and brings him right over the leg that he can't move because it's blocked from the trip.
Goltsov lands in half guard.
Full mount now.
Into the mount.
Wait for your opening.
3.5 minutes remaining here in round number 2.
Ezekiel choke attempt by Goltsov.
Come on, Brandon. Work out of that.
Brandon's got to address it, obviously.
He's done it before.
He's seen it.
Brandon's
Trying to get out. He's trying to find a way out. It's
this
definitely
is
tight.
This is a very nasty choke. Sayles pushing with all his might, trying to get Goltsov off.
And he
the
does.
Russian abandons it. Wow.
Yeah, he does a great job of off-balancing you. He did it a couple times in half guard, did it again for mount, and is able to survive. And again, this is Sayles, a true survivor, knows how to escape a lot of these very tough positions.
There you go. Open it up.
Low mount by Goltsov. You can see him vined in, got his feet tucked in under Sayles' behind, lock himself into that top position.
Sayles trying to hold down the head of Goltsov to prevent him from posturing up and landing big shots.
See another Ezekiel
Yep,
here.
there it is.
Sayles
Look
corner.
for Brandon to rock and try and rock and make him put an arm out. He's going to try and make Goltsov put an arm out. But that's tight again. He's having trouble moving him. It's a big guy on top
Sayles
of you
trying
for
to bench press him
Ezekiel.
off. Goltsov still squeezing. Once again, Sayles is able to evade the choke. Couple of tight submission attempts here in the second frame from Denis Goltsov. He looks to set it up one more time. Wrapping that arm deep around the neck of Brandon Sayles from this mount position.
The Ezekiel choke is a tricky thing, Kenny.
Yeah, it sure is. It's a technique we're seeing more and more. It's coming into fashion.
Yeah, I think we saw it in Rare Style last week.
Yes.
With Mega Millions, and now I saw instructional videos after that fight on people showing how this choke works.
Yep. That's the cool thing about martial arts and mixed martial arts. It's always evolving. There's another attempt at the Ezekiel.
Goltsov doesn't want to give up on this Ezekiel. Sayles is trying to grit it out. Now pulling down, and one more time. Goltsov thinks better of it. Gets right back to another attempt and then brings a left hand behind it.
I'm surprised Goltsov hasn't postured up and tried to fire down big shots. He's been staying tight. Looks like he's been really trying to be good about keeping good position and staying chest to chest with Sayles.
Absolutely staying in that low mount position, locked in with the vines. Man, Sayles is such a big guy. You get in a high mount and it'd be like riding a bull.
Yeah.
Now Denis Goltsov steps off the mount into side control. He'll work his way to north-south, looking for this north-south choke.
He's going to change the Darce. Now he's in a Darce choke. Trying to roll in for that Darce, but he's going to lose position.
Oh,
Sayles gets out.
Look at this. With 20 seconds remaining here in round number 2. He'll try and grab a choke. 10 seconds remaining here. Sayles will finish the round on top. Round 3 ahead.
Brandon, show me your mouthpiece. Good. Show me your mouthpiece.
Sean O'Connor, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian back for the third and final round of heavyweight action here in our regular season of the PFL. Denis Goltsov in blue, Brandon Sayles in the black and gray.
Oh, Sayles looks to be a little weary.
Stiff
He's
right
not
hand.
showing the energy that we've seen. He's not moved his head. He does not look like he's weathering this very well.
Absolutely. He was hunched over after that second round as well, Randy.
Well, he had to hang on for dear life on a few Ezekiel choke attempts. He was able to reverse position at the end of round number 2. Goltsov going to work again with the jab.
Brandon's
There's a right hand and a
going
high
to have to dig deep because he's in deep trouble here.
Goltsov tries to drag him down.
I mean, at this point, you can call Sayles' chin legendary. I mean, wow, that's about as good of a combination as you're going to see. And he landed everything, punches, kicks, and Sayles still standing.
Nice little back sweep by Goltsov. He's going to climb back into, probably back into mount here. He's got half guard right now. Look for him to step over to mount.
And Sayles could get into the playoffs with a win of any kind, but he's going to need a finish, and that does not look to be in the cards for the moment here. Brandon Sayles absorbing some big ground and pound here.
There it is.
Gary Copeland steps in and waves it off. Denis Goltsov, a third round finish. TKO, and that means Jamel Jones gets into the playoffs. How about that?
Wow.
Denis Goltsov, third round finish, good for 4 points. Jamel Jones, understandably pretty excited about that result. As we take a look at some replays.
Here, that long jab misses. Here comes the kick right to the chops. Oh my gosh.
How about that?
Blood in the nose from the breaking the nose earlier in the fight.
Yeah.
Here, half guard, bottom leg Turk, got him hemmed up against the fence and just landing bombs, and the referee's seen enough.
Efficient performance from Denis Goltsov. He got behind the jab early. He used his ground game as well. He really showed the complete array, especially with that emphatic head kick to finish a combination. Man, this guy is a problem at heavyweight.
That was some Hollywood prop blood coming out of there.
Yeah.
That was crazy, but what a well-rounded fighter. Amazing. That jab is ridiculous. Nice body lock to that trip. He did that twice.
It's not just a fight, it is a season. And for Brandon Sayles, the season ends here. Denis Goltsov moves on to the PFL playoffs as we take a look at our Cageonomics stats bundle presented by Geico. 3 takedowns for Denis Goltsov and some clean combinations on top of it. Brandon Sayles accounted well for himself, especially defensively. But what a performance by Goltsov. Official next. CarParts.com damage meter shows some nastiness in the head and face for Brandon Sayles. You saw the blood spewing, and of course his left leg got beat up too. Goltsov with a complete striking performance in this heavyweight affair. Exclusive fighter performance rating is sponsored by Rich Energy. Strong rounds from Denis Goltsov, a near finish in the second, and he gets the job done in the third for a perfect score of 100. Lillian Garcia has the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, this stoppage comes officially at 1 minute and 24 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by TKO, earning 4 points and clinching the number 2 seed in the 2021 PFL playoffs, Denis Goltsov!
Denis Goltsov, the number 2 seed. So I asked Bruno Capelloza, what do you think's going to happen? It's still a possibility they could meet in a championship.